Good evening, good people. How are we doing? I hope you're well. I'm well, tired but well. Welcome to the 12th episode of Speak With Dilys, called Anything Goes. And as we get into the conversation, you'll know why I've called it Anything Goes. So do be prepared to work with me this evening. Thank you guys for jumping on here. Hi, Sister Missy. Lovely to have you on here. Do let me know where you are watching from and how wonderful you're feeling. Hello, Patience. How are you doing? Hi, Shirley Ann. Guys, as you join, invite someone. Hi, Shirley. How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, your girl here. This is some die-hard, real mad love, super dedication. I ain't even playing. Thank you so much, Lucas. How are you doing? Sewa, Ikuya, Jennifer, how are you doing? Aisha is back. Now, Amadoreen, thank you for jumping on here as well. Guys, if I look sleepy, it's because I am. You just listen. I'm going to just have to keep it real. Let me tell you, I am exhausted. Doing that event, oh my goodness, but I'll get into that in a minute. Let me just at least acknowledge you guys that are joining. So thank you for being on here. Thank you very much for sharing. If you are on here, please do share. Today's conversation is called Anything Goes, and I will tell you why once we get into it. Faye Clinton, thank you for being on here as well. Lovely to have you all on this very nice sunny Sunday afternoon in London town. Well, the sun's kind of setting, but it has been a beautiful day today. Really, really lovely. Hello, Denise. How are you doing? Guys, what can I say? Thank you. So are you, Aisha. God bless you. So Friday, as you know, it was the live launch of Speak With Dilys. So we don't have any more of those announcements. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce myself for those of you that don't know me or who are going to catch this on the replay. And then we can get into our conversation for today. So my name is Dilys Silla. I am a qualified and accredited life coach. I specialize in all the topics that you're going to see on this show: relationships, trauma, what else do I talk about? Spiritual stuff as well. You name it, it gets spoken about here. Marriage, self-confidence, whatever. You will find it on this show. This show does not do political correctness. This show is all about the truth. I show a lot of love on this show. You guys show a lot of love on this show. An amazing space where people have conversations that they can't have in other places in a safe and respectful environment. That's why Speak With Dilys was created. What else do I do? I'm an events host as well. I'm a public speaker. I'm also the best-selling author of the book, Not This Widow. My first publication was Predator or Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams, Not Your Nightmares. I'm also a minister at New Glory Ministry in Romford in London, or in Essex actually. It's kind of London, sort of Essex. So that's where I'm based in terms of the church. So that's me done. I am obviously also the host of Speak With Dilys, which happens every Sunday at 8 p.m. But I will be talking to you about that as well, because something's going to change a little bit. Princess, how are you doing? Lovely, lovely, lovely to have you on here. Amazing seeing, some of you on Friday. It was absolutely fabulous. Hi, Monica, how are you doing? Hello, Adrian, how are you? Guys, as you join, please do invite somebody. Today is the 12th episode of Speak With Dilys, and today is called Anything Goes. And up until me physically sitting in this chair, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to be speaking about. Now, the reason being, I wasn't sure whether we were going to have a show tonight because of Friday. I had the live launch of Speak With Dilys on Friday. We had an amazing conversation. It was a beautiful space. It was absolutely fantastic. I can't tell you how pleased I am at the support, at how Friday turned out. It was fabulous. But I think what I'm going to share with you is a little bit about the behind the scenes of what happened on Friday. And yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. If there's any topic that you would like us to revisit or cover a little bit, drop it in the comment box. We are going to speak about it. That's why I said today's called Anything Goes. So I have no notes. I do have my computer here because it just looks good, but I have no notes. This is going to be done purely spontaneously. And I hope that at the end of it, that it will be of no less value than any of the other topics that we've spoken about. So before we go into that, may I ask how we are all doing? And for those of you that were in attendance on Friday, please do share your experience, how you found Friday, you know, what the highlights, you know, what they were for you. And we're going to get this party started. So, how are you this evening? If you're feeling good, you know the drill, guys. Y'all know the drill. Show me some love. Show me some hearts. If you're feeling a little bit, you can send up some care emojis. Like I said, I literally had to set the alarm, which went off at 7:30 p.m. I'd come from church. This is what I wore. I literally had to sleep like this so that I didn't rub my makeup off because it was not going to get done again, not in 15 minutes, because I normally try and jump on here at 7:45 on my personal page and then come on here for 8 o'clock. So your girl's tired. I have also been struggling with severe back issues off and on for the last whatever. But guys, I spent the night at the hotel. So after the event, I spent the night at the hotel. But yeah, it was great. But before I get into all of that, let me see how you guys are doing. So let me read some of your comments. I'm not seeing a lot of hearts, so I take it that you're not happy to be here. You don't love me no more. And basically, I should just log off. Or you guys are feeling amazing. I'm going to see lots of hearts. And I'm going to stay here despite how whacked I am, because you guys are absolutely whacked. That's more like it. So you're feeling good. Amazing. If you're feeling good, you're feeling great, please do share this broadcast and let's have a great conversation, because there is something brewing. There's something that I have for you guys this evening. Trust me. Selma Joseph, thank you for being on here. Faith, thank you for the heart, and for Evelyn as well. Kukwat, thank you for being on here. Faye says I'm breaking up. Guys, Faye, you always have an issue with my internet. I think you need to speak to your Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? Guys, if I'm breaking up, do let me know. Faye, thanks for letting me know. I hope I don't have to log off and log in again. Gloria, how are you doing? She says, eating some popcorn and drinking some mojito. Oh, wow, I love mojito. I'm not even going to lie. I could do with one of those. Aisha says, oh, my days. Friday was amazing. Thank you so much. It was so lovely seeing you. Ikea Sakuri, thank you for being on here, my lovely. Aisha says, please sing for us today. I'm so croaky. I'll try. If something drops in my spirit, I will. Kira, how are you doing, my lovely? Shireen, good evening to you too. Monica says, share to my group. Thank you very much for sharing. And Dokwa, thanks for being on here. And Adrian as well. Thank you guys for sharing. Princess, it is a pleasure to have you on here. Okay, let's get started. So, as I said, because I had the live launch on Friday, I didn't advertise a show for Sunday. And up until this morning, I wasn't really sure whether we were going to have a Speak With Dilys today. But thank you, Aisha. But I thought I have to, because Friday was Friday and Sunday is Sunday. And we have to keep to the script. So here I am today. And whatever happens, happens. Hence why the 12th episode of Speak With Dilys Season 4 is called Anything Goes. So let's have this convo. And I will share with you what came to my mind as I sat down in this chair. And what came to my mind was the word faith. Now, Friday was amazing. Friday was absolutely superb. There's nothing that I would change about it. The people, the atmosphere, it was phenomenal. It exceeded my expectations in ways that I can't even tell you. I mean, I've done many events. It's the first event that I've ever done that I didn't come away being self-critical or thinking, oh, I wish I did this or I wish I did that. There was so much focus and appreciation and just living in that moment and in that space and enjoying it for what it was. Now, there must be a number of reasons why I felt that way. But the one thing I told myself, now I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm always honest with you guys. It was probably the most challenging to put together. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, but I was so focused on the belief and the word that I had received that it was going to be successful that I just held on to that word. Everything around me was in direct contrast and contradiction to what I was told would be the end product of Friday. Whether it was the finances for the show coming through, for the launch, whether it was people that should have been there that couldn't make it, whether it was even having my roller banner done that didn't arrive, everything that could have challenged the day. But at each point, I just believed and held on that success was going to be my portion at the end of that night. There were times where I was given legitimate opportunity to have cancelled that show on Friday. Anything ranging from sickness. I spent, was it 3 or 4 days last week in bed? I was not well. Now, looking at all the things that was going wrong with planning the event, I would have had a good excuse to just say, guys, let me refund everybody's money back. I have to postpone the show because I'm unwell, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't do it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was struggling with severe back issues to the point where I couldn't even touch my toes. Now, for some of you, that's normal, but I'm fit, yeah? I couldn't touch my toes. I couldn't bend. And any sudden movement, I would scream out in pain, literally. It was no joke. I prayed. I trusted God. Friday morning, for the first time in 3 days, I woke up with nearly no pain. So I just had to take it easy. So what I planned was I had to go into town to go and buy my eyeshadow. Yeah, priorities. So guys, if you can hear me properly, because for some reason my screen has gone a little bit dark and I don't know why. Can you still hear me properly? There's no interference or anything like that. Are we cool? So just let me know by, commenting or show me some hearts if you can hear me and there's no interference. I'm not breaking up or anything like that. Okay, fantastic. So Friday morning, I wake up. My brother flies in, especially just to come and do the DJing and stuff for my show. So he flies in from Ibiza. He flies in on the Thursday for the show on the Friday. So Saturday morning, thank you, Mr. Brown. Well, how you doing? I'm not going to tell them my little secret. So on the Friday morning, I go get my eyeshadow. I need an eyeshadow because you saw that fantastic, glittery stuff I had going on there on the Friday. And then I needed to get something else. What was it? Oh, fake lashes. That was it. I never wear lashes really. And I don't know how to put them on either. But I thought, nah, I'm going all out. So I went and got my bits and pieces and I came home. Planned everything. I knew that my back was still a little bit sensitive. So I was just taking my time. And I thought, okay, I've packed my overnight case because I was spending the night at the hotel. And I ordered an Uber. Could Dilys get an Uber? Every Uber that I ordered made me wait for like 8-9 minutes, and then they cancelled on me. So Nikki had to go and get something in town. Got so good, the bus was delayed. So he called me and said, look, Dil, I need to get an Uber to the station because I've missed the bus and I'm in a hurry now. And I said, well, I can't get an Uber. They keep cancelling on me. Now, I should have been at the hotel for 4. 4 o'clock, I was still in this house. In fact, gone 4, I was still in this house. So I just stopped and I thought, nothing is going to move me. So I was in this kitchen and I just started praying. I thought, I will not be moved. Nothing is going to shake me, and nothing is going to make me start panicking or fretting. I thought, I'm not going to allow that in the atmosphere. So Nikki's Uber came, and he said, right, just jump in my Uber, let the Uber drop me at the station, and then the Uber driver can take you to the venue. Get in the Uber driver was like, nah, I'm not going into central London. We're like, but he's like, no, I'm not going into central London. So in the end, I had to just say, you know what? I have to take the train. Now, I had a case with me, and because of how bad my back had been, I could still feel it, but I knew if I did any sudden movement, I was done for. I thought, it's okay, calm. Carried my case to the venue. Got there, the room wasn't set up right. Wrong number of chairs. The person that was in charge of my event, they hadn't even set the stage properly. They claimed that the information that I was giving them wasn't what they had received, and the person that had booked everything wasn't there. Calm. And all I said was that I don't care what the problem is, just fix it. Well, it's going to take us at least an hour. By now, we would have been running late. I said, no problem. You just get it done. Got everything done, went and got ready, came down, and the rest, they say, is history. Why am I telling you this? I looked at everything and everybody around me, having a wonderful time, eating, drinking, chatting, laughing, joking. And I looked at how close I was in never seeing the manifestation of Friday night. I was given legitimate, ample opportunity to turn around and say, nah, things are not going according to plan. Who wants the embarrassment of an event that doesn't turn out how people know your events always are? But I believed in the success of what was promised to me, and I kept focused. And in that process, I said to myself, Dilys, what's the worst thing that would happen? Or that could happen? What, that nobody shows up? Still keep going. Because you're breaking through barriers. You're rewriting the script. If you give up now, what you're saying is, I have to see before I can believe. But the truth is, I have to believe before I can see. Keep going. Is it pride that it doesn't turn out how you want it to turn out? Then is that not something that is a character flaw and an opportunity for me to understand the next level of humility? Is it because of what people may say? Whose voice is the most important? What God said is going to happen, or people? Because I was told repeatedly, this event will be successful. I wasn't seeing anything that looked like success. The simplest things that I've always taken for granted in other events that I had done was not happening. But I believed in that word that I was given, success. As I stood in this kitchen at 4:10, by that time, my back had started to play the fool. Guys, if you're watching, please do share. And when you share, put a little comment in there so that I can acknowledge the fact that you shared and at least say thank you. So please do share. My back has started. Now, anyone that knows me, I don't do flats, you know. There is no way on earth I would do an event and I'd be in flat shoes. It ain't happening. I knew what I wanted to wear. I knew the look that I was going for. And I thought, that don't go with a pair of Converse or sliders. But I could feel my back. I thought, Lord, there is no way that I will be here 6 o'clock when my event is about to start and I can't get an Uber. Like, seriously, I couldn't get a Bolt. I couldn't get an Uber. At one point, it said 5 minutes away because Nikki was ordering for me and I was ordering for myself just to see whichever one happens first. And then I had two coming to me. So I cancelled one. And then the other two that I was about to cancel, they cancelled on me. So I was literally in this house with no car. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I get to Nikki's Uber and the driver is saying that, no, I'm not taking you. The best I can do is I will take you to, I think it was Tottenham House Station, for me to jump on the Victoria line. By this time, I've got my case, I've got my coat, and I'm like just walking slowly so that I don't mash up my back. What am I saying? I looked back and, you know, I said to quite a few of my friends who knew what was going on, what if I had given up? What if I had cancelled? Thank you, Mariama, for sharing, and Abanar as well. Thank you so much. Amadoreen as well, thank you for sharing. What if I had cancelled? What if I had cancelled? When we desire something, or we pray for something, or we believe for something, the solution is already there. The issue is our perception of whether we are able to achieve that thing that we desire and that we hope for. The fact is, life is designed to bring out the best in you through different trials, temptations, situations. It doesn't feel good in that moment when you're being tried and tested, but it is necessary for your character to be built. You cannot, let me explain it this way. How would it be possible for Speak With Dilys to exist, where you guys would have come on, if you include Friday, 52 shows of Speak With Dilys? Don't count the others that I did, Life, Laughter and Lockdown, or Speak Now, Forever Hold Your Peace. Let's even forget those ones. 52 episodes, including today. Had I not been tried and tested, I would have nothing to share with you on this show. What you don't realize is, yes, I may be a qualified and accredited coach, and yes, you do learn elements of psychology and what have you, but I have qualified in life, its challenges, its setbacks, its downfalls, its disappointment, in order for me to be able to sit here and have something to share with you. Had I cancelled that event, had I not been prepared to have checked myself, because in it there was a lesson for me. I had to learn humility. What if no one shows up? What if X happens? What if Y happens? And the answer was, so what? I'm going to keep going, because there is a lesson in here somewhere for me. What is that thing that you desire, that you want, but you are giving up because you're not seeing any evidence of it? Let me tell you something. The fact that I come and sit here every Sunday does not mean that every element of my life is how I want it to be. But what I do believe is there is success written on every element of my life. So that's where my focus is. My focus is on the word success. So success for my marriage, success for my children, success for my career, success for my ministry, success for my health. I see the word success. I may be seeing a load of rubbish now in every area. But the perception that I have and the picture I have decided to focus on is one of success. Had I cancelled, look at what I would have deprived myself of. But more to the point, look at what I would have deprived other people of. Because seeing me on that stage gave people hope in different areas that they needed hope. But the problem that we have is we give up so quickly. You see, when you surround yourself with good people, people that will say, sis, don't worry. God will do it. Don't worry. You can do it. Don't worry. It will be okay. When you keep the faith and keep your focus, the right people will come into your life. When you decide to give and you are a blessing to people, blessings will come your way. Let me tell you something. I had some challenges and I needed to keep a hold of some money. But at the same time, I was seeing different people that had a need, where I had to put their need in front of mine and give them what was not enough for me to them. The day that I was going to the podcast studio, I was going there literally to go and speak to the person about doing an audio for my new book. Now, this lovely gentleman who owns the studio said to me, look, you can come in for free and do an audio for your book, but this was for Not This Widow. But because of the pandemic and what have you, obviously that never happened. But then he said to me, for my new book, which is the book that I'm writing on forgiveness, he said I could do that. On my way there was a homeless person, and I'm sharing this for a reason. There was a homeless person sat on the floor. And I heard the Lord say to me, give that person money. Now, what I had on me, like I said, I needed to hold on to my money. I gave him the £10 that I had. I gave him the money. I walked into that studio to talk about doing the audio for my book. I came out of that studio being offered my own podcasting show. Do I believe that there was a direct correlation between? Yeah, I do. That same week, I see somebody else that needs money. I gave them the money. Something else happened. The last time I was on the train, I met one of my Facebook friends, and this lady comes on the train and she's asking for money. And in my heart and in my spirit, I believed that I needed to bless this woman with the little money I had left. And I gave the woman the money. When I gave her the money, the person I was with said, don't give her money. These people are drug addicts. And what happens is they'll just use their money for drugs. I said, even drug addicts need to eat. There is no drug addict that they take drugs and they don't even take one morsel of food. I said, at some point, she's going to need food. I will give her money. I said, I will do as my spirit tells me to do. If my spirit tells me, bless this woman with money, I will give her money. So we had this little debate and, whether it's good to give people money and these people are drug addicts and what have you. I said, let me tell you something. Not every person who is homeless is a drug addict. Some people are running away from abusive relationships. There are kids running away from homes because of sexual abuse. Some people are homeless because of financial situations through divorce. I am not there to judge. Oh, well, it's better to buy people food. I can't buy you food on a train. £2 or £3 or £10 is not what's going to stop you from getting clean. I gave her the money. I don't believe it was 2 or 3 days later. No, I think it was the next day or so. The ministry that I'm in, when we meet every morning at 6 o'clock, and I minister every Thursday morning. And after we have our prayer session and we share the word. All the ministers meet afterwards. So the head of the ministry, Apostle Isaac, he comes on there and he says, Minister Dilys, I was praying and there was a sum of money I heard that you need. And I gave him the sum of money. And he said, we are going to give that to you. Now, my church is very small, very tiny. I was given a substantial amount of money towards my event. All I had done that whole week was give that which I didn't have. I had ample opportunity to say no. I have a need. Let me think of my need. I gave. And I received things from quarters that I had no expectation. Listen, we live in an era now where everything is about the externals. How good you look, how rich you allow people to believe you are, how great your relationships are, and all of that stuff. How wonderful a house you live in, even if you can't pay for it. But we often don't hear the truth. I have never done an event and been as challenged as I was on this one. Never. Everything that you can think of that would go wrong, it went wrong. I mean, goodness, I couldn't even get a bloody Uber to take me to the event, for goodness sake. But all I knew to do was to be calm and pray and hold on to that word called success. What am I saying? The opportunities to give up are many. Don't give up. Hold on. Keep your focus and have the right people around you. And where you can give, you see, when people they're talking about churches, whether you're supposed to give tithes and offerings, and let me tell you something. You can never outgive. You can never give so much that it becomes wrong. The issue is where you give. If you're sowing into bad ground, then you will not receive a return. It's not every church that you give. There are some churches you know that if you give in this church, when you have a need, it will never be met. I've been in a church like that before. You'll pay your tithe, you'll give your offering, and when you need help, people start speaking big grammar. Not in my ministry. The amount of money that goes out is probably more than what comes in. And I think if we can understand that sometimes the things that we look for in life is in our hand. It's because our hand is closed that we can't receive anything. I didn't give because I had. And I'm not telling you this. It's for you to think, oh, Dilly's such a wonderful person. That's not the lesson I'm trying to teach you here. Otherwise, I would have lied and said to you that I gave the person £500 or £1,000 or whatever. I'm saying that thing that maybe you have need of that you haven't had yet is because you need to sow into someone else's life. When I wanted to have a child, when I got pregnant with Isabel, I decided that every pregnant woman that I saw, I would buy her a gift and that would be my seed. So when I was at work, at the time I was working in Enfield Council. Is it Enfield Council? No, tell a lie, it wasn't Enfield Council. I moved later on. Everywhere, no, it was Barking and Dagenham. Everywhere I worked, during that period, I would buy. These people were strange. You know, in this country, people really don't do that kind of stuff because everybody's so conservative and so, proper. And I'd go to the shops and I'd buy something nice. And they'd be like, oh, I can't accept this. Take it. I said, don't block my blessing. Don't block my blessing. Please take it. It's a gift. So I continually open doors to be able to receive. Let me read some of your comments. Marlene says, man will fail, but God never fails. Absolutely correct. Tasha says, come on now. Mariama, thank you for being on here. Lynette Joseph as well. Thank you, my darling, for being here. How are you doing? Abana, thank you for sharing. And Mariama as well. Kabu, how are you doing, my lovely? James says, I have to see before I believe. So profound. So often we are confronted with situations which break our resolve, puncture our confidence and reduce it to despair. Trust, faith. Well done. Thank you, sis. And thank you for sharing as well. Effa says, hello, hello. Marnie says, word in season, amen. Aikwe Bruce, how are you doing? Marnie says, lived experience. I can see you're tagging some of your friends. Please do continue to share. Gracious Benita, thank you for being on here. Lynette says, people need staying power. Having done all to stand, stand therefore. Absolutely. Grace says, oh, I'm late. Don't worry. You'll catch up. Tamitokwe, how are you doing, my lovely? Beverly, how are you? Nee Osbrook, thank you for being on here as well. Spirit directed, 100%. Gloria Ajwa says, never judge a principle I have in life. Yes, they messed up, but trust me, you never know what you would have done if presented with the same situation. They fell in. We are all a product of God's grace, and we ought to empathize and sympathize with people. If you can't, don't stop others from doing it. My sentiments exactly. I was not going to not give that woman. I wasn't going to. And sometimes when you give to the homeless and they just open their mouth and say, God bless you, that's it. I've received my blessing. Evelyn, thank you for being on here. Gloria says, even the motive with which you give can go against you. That's very true. Nancy says, God bless you for always encouraging. God bless you too. Evelyn says, please, I'll check in later. All right, my darling. Adele, how are you doing? I actually messaged you, but I don't think you saw the message. I hope you're well. Lynette says, have you been hiring a driver? I actually do have a driver that does take me around to certain places, but he wasn't available. So I had to get an Uber. The Uber that never arrived. He said, thank you very much for your words of encouragement. Evelyn has been absolutely phenomenal in my life, especially since I lost my late husband. And I will not embarrass Evelyn by exposing her, but Evelyn is just a wonderful human being. So thank you, sis. Thank you very much for your support, even with this event, you know. And maybe I'll embarrass you a little bit. Like, there's nothing that I've ever done or that I do from, I can't remember way back when. If there's tickets that need to be sold, Evelyn will always, without fail, sponsor somebody. Always. Just be like, right here, that's 5 people that can come to your event paid for. God bless you, Evelyn. And that is why your well will never run dry in Jesus' name. I appreciate you so much. Beverly Elaine says, she says, I'm in hospital. Had surgery Friday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Speedy recovery, my darling. I'm glad you're out of it, and I hope that you get well very, 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 very soon. I will be praying for you. Fancy D, thank you for being on here as well. And Ashanti Ann says, yes, you have to give with a pure heart. Adele says, we'll get back to you soon. God bless you. So guys, that was what I believe enabled Friday to be what it was. And you see, we're put in situations in life to see how well we'll do. And I know sometimes people get really offended and upset and think, well, why is life like that? And you see, when you go against the tide, you drown. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow and see where you are going to be washed up. Because like I said, I've done 50-something episodes of Speak With Dilys. Exclude all the other stuff I've done. The person that you are seeing here is the positive product of disappointment, the positive product of pain, the positive product of despair, the positive product of hurt. I had to go through to come through. If I had to do it all again, would I? Yes. For the greater good. When you're in that moment, it doesn't feel good. In fact, you don't even believe that you can come out of it. All you know is that it hurts. All you know is, why me? All you know is how unfair life is. All you know is that you've never been happy And all you want is just to be happy and have peace. And I say that because that has always been an anthem of mine. I just want to be happy. I just want peace. And it's like the more I cried out for it, the longer it took in coming. Now, if you look at my life from 2015, actually earlier than that, when I was working for Camden Council and I went through some serious trauma in that place, that was 2013. From 2013, I would say up until 2021, that thing that they call peace, I never really experienced it. I didn't. I hadn't had a proper full night's sleep for at least 5 years. 5 years. Because when my late husband fell ill in hospital, I said, I will sleep when Eddie comes home. He didn't come home for 6 months. And when he was home, I always had to have one ear open just in case something happened. And that kind of put me in that place where I could never quite relax. It was only May of last year that for the first time, I slept. And I mean, I slept. It has been difficult. It has been a journey. But if I had to do it all again, I would. For the greater good. Because when you begin to understand that your life doesn't belong to you, your life belongs to me and mine belongs to you. And that person belongs to that person and that one. We are all intertwined and interconnected. I'm sure you have heard me say, especially after I wrote that book, and I said, my suffering was not for my benefit, but for someone else's who is going to go through what I'm going through so they can look at me and see what is possible. There was a lady that I invited to my event on Friday who had lost her husband. I just wanted her to see what was possible. And thank God she was able to honor the invite. She was doing a lot better than I did because she lost her husband about a month or so ago. It took me months before I could leave the house properly. I was literally chaperoned because I was such a mental and emotional wreck. Look at me today. Would I do it all again? Yes. Because my suffering means somebody has hope. Life wasn't designed for us to know what is to happen at every given juncture, because if we did, we wouldn't get out of bed. If I had known that I would be widowed at 47, I never would have gotten married, even with the knowledge that I would have had my daughter. Back then, my mind is obviously, I get it now. But had I known that this is what was going to be my portion, and if I could have looked on the screen what I would have become without the aftermath of that loss, I'd have said no. And to prove it, there was a guy that liked me. I wasn't attracted to him. So, even though he was trying to date me, I wasn't interested. So I never dated him. He got married. And within 2 years, because he had a daughter who was about 1, he died in a car crash. And the first thing I said was, thank God I didn't marry him. Little did I know. Thank God I didn't marry him. Because I looked at his wife and I thought, poor woman. Little did I know that mine was just cooking. Mine was brewing. If you want something worth having in life, understand that you'll be challenged for it. Understand that it will not just necessarily fall in your lap. And if it does, question whether that thing is worth it. But there are times where the bigger the dream, the bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the dream, the bigger the challenges. So many things will be thrown at you for you to just say, I give up. Had I given up? For those that were there on Friday, they will tell you what Friday was like. You know, I ended the evening, I'm sure you've seen it, singing Goodness of God. For all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I had to. And when I started singing, everybody stood up. You can't see it from the angle that the live was being done, but everybody stood up, and I'm sure you can hear them. And those that knew the song started singing. Because I have to sing of the goodness of God. I can't pretend that it's anything else. I can't sit here and lie to all of you and tell you, oh yeah, and I did this and I did that. Favor, goodness, grace, mercy. That's how I exist. That's how I exist. That's how a woman who has gone through things that I've never shared with you on this platform or anywhere else has gone through. And I can still stand and love people and give God glory and say, thank you, Jesus, for everything, for all of it, for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I thank you for all of it. How easy it would be for me to forget. But in my heart, I know that the suffering has not been for nothing. I didn't know what I was going to talk about tonight. Listen, let me tell you something. Every show that I do since this series, I pray before I get the topic to speak about. Listen, when they say I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, you need to hear me. That's why I say I don't do political correctness here. I do spirit. I do my heart. I won't sit here and lie and tell you that it's because I am just so smart. The Bible said, he who lacks wisdom, ask and it will be given. I ask, I'm like, Lord, what do I say? I teach things on here that I have never been taught before. Listen, don't even let me go into certain things. I'm very grateful for the life that I live. But I have to give honor to whom honor is due, and I have to thank God for my life. When people go and get their rewards at the Oscars and they said, I first want to thank God for making it possible for me to receive this award. I want to thank my producer, my manager, my team who are behind me that have been so instrumental in this win. I just want to tell you that I give it to God. Listen, mate, I can't judge anybody. I don't know if it's really true. Say now God, they thank you. But they are giving glory to God. Why can't I? Because I'm on Facebook. I have to talk the truth. What is it they say? Talk the ting, man. I have to talk the ting. I have to talk the ting. Because it's the truth. It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's why I am able to do what I do. If you had seen me 3 years ago, you would never believe that I would even be able to open my mouth and speak again. I was stunned into silence. I was so traumatized. I was so traumatized by the loss. My late husband died in front of me. I didn't get a phone call to say, oh, no, in front of my eyes. Do you know what that does to a person? Somebody that was not sick like that. 1 minute, hey, don't let me go into certain things tonight. Let me tell you, for me to be sat here, corpus mentis, sound mind, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after, he's running after me. It's only God. It's only God, you know. It's only God, you know. You don't understand. I could have given up. I could have given up, you know. But there came a point where I asked God, why? Why? Not why me. Just why? Why was this necessary? Why? Why now? I understand why now. And I'm good with it. I'm all right now. I understand why now. If you don't have an understanding of why you are on this earth, you will never be fulfilled, and you'll never feel fulfilled. If you don't know the reason why you are on this planet, there is nothing, there is no one, there is no thing that will ever make you be able to enjoy this life. But the moment you find the reason for your being here, it's a game changer. That's when everything changes. Some things is not for now for me to share with you. Some things is not for now. Give me another 3 years by the grace of God, and I will begin to share deeper things about my life and what I have come to know since the loss of my late husband. Then all of this stuff that I'm saying to you will make even more sense. Because like I said, there are some things that are so deep, if I were to tell you now, number one, it's not the right time, and number two, it wouldn't make sense to you. 3 years, I pray in Jesus' name that all of us will still be alive and well. And I will share with you why all this was necessary. All I can say to you is, whatever you are hoping for, hold on to it. Don't let it go because everything is working against it. It's designed to be that way, so that you are able to be grounded and have an understanding of the value of that thing that you so desire. Because if that thing that you so desire is a good thing, and is not just for your benefit, then understand that it will be challenged because it's going to bless other people. Let me tell you, I started singing many years ago. I've written a whole album and recorded a whole album before. After that 2-year project, the person that I was recording this album with held onto the project. I couldn't get my own music. I didn't realize that the dishonesty was brewing. And I would ask for backing tracks so that I could perform my own songs that I'd written myself, because I'm a songwriter. And I'd be given all sorts of excuses till the whole album was done. And then it was like, well, if you don't sign here, you can't have that. 2 years of my life. You know what happened? I walked away. In fact, That wasn't even the first thing that happened. Back in, I think it was 2007, when I sang with Donnie McClurkin in Ghana and Sherwin Gardner from Trinidad. I remember Donnie McClurkin absolutely loved me. We were all staying in the same hotel in Ghana, La Palm, but I'm a very respectful person. I don't impose myself on people. So even when we would go out to dinner in the evening, I would sit at a separate table. I would let him have his space. And one day he called me over and he said, "Why do you always sit separate from us?" And I said, "I don't want to disturb you." And he said, "Don't do that again. When I'm eating, you make sure that you're here." So I think we were together for 10 days. So because of what, Pastor Donnie said, I would sit with him. When I was leaving, he said, "Take my details down." I took down his email address because I'd spoken to him about the album that I was putting together, that I wanted his help, blah, blah, blah. And he was a very humble man. I sent him maybe 2 or 3 emails. I never heard from that man till today. Never heard from him. And I couldn't understand. I said, this man is not fake. He's kind, he's nice. I know that he really took a shine to me. Was very kind to me and what have you. I couldn't understand why it was just, wouldn't respond to anything. Fast forward from 2007 to 2020, I get a phone call from somebody. And the person says to me, "Dilys, I'm going to tell you something. Do you want to know the reason why you never heard from Pastor Donnie again?" I said, "Why?" There was somebody that was in that entourage that was saying very negative things about me, to the point where they convinced Pastor Donnie that his association with me would tarnish his image. That's what I was told. When I look back and I look at the sequence of events, it makes sense. So that door that could have opened for my singing ministry at that time was closed. Other things happened. I mean, I've run out of time now. It's amazing how quickly an hour can go when you're not prepared. But so many doors closed. The last straw for me was when the 2-year project that I was on, I mean, I'm telling you, that album was beautiful. It was like a neo-soul gospel album. Look, everyone that heard it said they'd never heard anything like it. One of my favorite songs on there was a song called Just a Man. And it's so long ago, I don't even know if I can remember the words, but let me see if I can remember the words. My brother, I'm talking to you about this life that you live, about this air that you breathe. Everything you can understand, for your life there's a plan and a home for your soul. Why you making all these provisions here on earth with hindered vision? Only God knows your position. Oh, make up your mind. You're running out of time. Tomorrow's not yours to plan. You understand, you're just a man. Make up your mind. You're running out of time. Tomorrow's not yours to plan. You understand, you're just a man. And that was one of the songs I wrote, like as an evangelistic song, saying that you're just a mere mortal. You've got to make plans and provision for the afterlife. I mean, the songs on that album were off the chain. The production that I had was fabulous. 2 years, I had to walk away, get lawyers involved, and that was it. That was 2 years of my life done. So now I contact a friend of mine in the States. Now, they were the producers of Evelyn King's Shy Guy. I don't want no shy guy, da 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 da. You know that song. Wicked producers. I now go and sing at BB King's in New York. Chris Tuck was right in front of me. Other celebrities were there. And I'm singing, and there's somebody from Sony Records gospel department. They saw me, they're like, we like her, we want her music. One of the producers was supposed to give them my music. They just didn't. £20,000 of my money that I had put behind that project, i.e. flying to the States, and I was self-funded. I couldn't even get, other than the one track that I did, What I Want, nothing. And at that point, I thought, you know what? D-U-N, I am done. I thought, I'm not singing anymore. So for those of you that didn't know, I've just given you an abridged version of why I stopped singing. Because I thought, you know what? It's costing me so much. But it was because I lacked revelation knowledge of my singing as to why I said I ain't singing. It's because I had been challenged so much, I didn't understand that it's because there is a blessing there, not for me, for the people. I will share with you something else. A close friend of mine lost her daughter. And I remember at the funeral, they had a small band and people were getting up to sing, and I started singing something, I can't remember what it was. And the lady that played the keyboards at my wedding, Melanie Brown, she was crying, and she came to me and she said, you have no right to stop singing. The gift is not for you, it's for the people. Those words have never left me. The gift is not for you, it's for the people. That gift that you have is not for you, it's for the people. You have a responsibility to nurture that gift for the people. So when you're challenged and you're battered and you're bruised and you're kicked from here to high heaven, stay on course. Remember the word success and just focus on that word. I cannot tell you that things are not going to come and try to block you and stop you and hold you back. But that is evidence and proof that you are onto something powerful. The greater the challenge, the higher the blessing in that area. I say, watch my life, and I will prove to you what I'm saying. So when you're going through stuff, maybe that marriage is really being tried and tested. And I'm not talking of an abusive marriage. I'm talking of a man that you've married is a good man. A woman you've married, she's a good woman. And you guys are together and you're just facing challenge after challenge after challenge. And you know you love each other. Stay the course. Stay the course. I say stay the course. When you have that child that out of nowhere is acting the damn fool, stay the course. Do not write them off. Do not write them off. Do not condemn them. Success. Keep your focus. When you have a gift like I did or I have, and you're being challenged, like doors are opening, do you know the kind of people I've sang for before? Do you have any idea the kind of audiences I've had? I've even sang for Al Sharpton twice in Harlem. I've sang at BB King's. I've sang for other celebrities. Did the break come? No. But it was because the other thing is everything is for an appointed time. You've got to understand that certain things are supposed to manifest at a certain time and during a certain season. This is my time. This is my time. I was looking to open those doors and break down that. It was not my time. But you see, when you don't understand your time and season, you get frustrated. There's no point. This is not worth. I give up. Says who? If I had done that, Friday would never have happened. Friday would never have happened. Pride could have set in for me. I could have looked at what I didn't have. I could have looked at just my situation. I was not well. But I said, nah, not today, Satan. We ain't gonna do that today. I decided, no way, Jose. Success. Success. And I speak that word over each and every one of you today. Success. Where you're seeing failure, rewrite that word, success. And start to believe that that's your portion, and get the right people around you to encourage you, to keep you there. I am not superhuman. I'm not the product of, I don't know. I am just a human being like you. So guys, I cannot believe for a show that I did not prepare for, I've actually gone over. So I'm going to sign off now. It's been a long week. I'm exhausted, I'm not going to lie. But I'm happy. And I would also like to tell you that next week is the 13th episode of Speak With Dilys. And this time, there will be a break. So you are not going to see me the week after next, or the week after, or the week after that. So Speak With Dilys will be breaking for 3 weeks. So you will see me on the 22nd of May. So next week will be the last episode, series 4. And we're going to come back series 5 with some fire. I'm just telling you now, it is taking a different turn. So I just want you to remain blessed. Those of you that do believe in prayer, please do pray for me. And do pray for this show. But there is one other thing that I have to let you know. Now, for those of you that have been on my Facebook last week, NHS London have asked me to do a show with them, or for them. So they're going to be hopping on to Speak With Dilys on Thursday, the 28th of April at 8:30 p.m. And we're going to be speaking about women's health, an element of women's health. Guys, don't disgrace me, oh. And then people will not show up. They say, why did we call this woman? Make sure you are here. Don't embarrass me. Thursday, 28th April. You know, Ghanaians never say April. April. Thursday, 28th April, 8:30 p.m. So please, do come. And, you know, I know I'm mucking about, but there's so much that we have to learn and understand about women's health. At some point, I will be doing a show with them to do with menopause. And I want the men especially to watch that show so that you can support your wives and partners, because there is so much ignorance around it, even in the medical field, on the different effects of menopause on mental, emotional, and psychological health. Let's not even put in the physical. Thank you very much, Linda Edwards, for saying that you'll be here on Thursday. Marlene, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my love. Pastor Jimmy, I saw you on here as well. God bless you. Thank you for watching the show as well. And Adrian, thank you. Esther, hey, Minister Esther, you be wife material. That's our private joke. Thank you for being on here. I'm going to ring you after this. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your support for Friday. It was an absolutely amazing event. There is, I did live stream it, so you can go onto my personal page and you'll see the whole thing. So darlings, as I can see that you're looking for Auntie Mabel. Well, Auntie Mabel is tired. And she just wants to tell everybody, thank you so much for supporting my African niece. She tries her best to bring a little love and laughter to you. Don't be ungrateful and don't turn up on Thursday. Because if she not see you on Thursday, and you not tell her nothing on Friday, and you not encourage her on Saturday, Sunday I will not allow her to show up for the 13th episode of Speak With Dilys. It will turn into Speak With Auntie Mabel, and you know you wouldn't like that. So guys, I shall see you I shall see you on Thursday for a Speak With Dilys special. and it is called the Smear Campaign, and that is myself and NHS London. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening, and I shall see you on Thursday. God bless and thank you so much. Take care, guys.